Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Now before I get started, I'd like to send an apology to Phantom Dexter. We misunderstood what you wrote. We read it right. We just misunderstood what you meant, and my fiance figured it out last night. What you meant. We found it weird. We thought that when you said error, um, you meant coincidence, and I don't know why we thought that. But she figured it out last night, and then we reread it, and then we figured out what you meant, and we actually agree with you. Yeah, it's kind of it could be a mistake to do that genetic programming. I could see good things. I could see it being a good idea to some extent if the right people were doing it. If the wrong people were doing it, it'd be a bad scene. But I think that goes for almost anything out there. Um, right? Almost anything. If the wrong people are doing it, it's probably not good, right? Um, and I wanted to make that point and apologize for that. And I also wanted to make another point before I started this. My speaking background, when I did competitive speaking, guys, I was an entertainment speaker. All right, I wasn't. There were people that were informative speakers. There were people that were, in the persuasive speaking department or division and all that good stuff. I wasn't. I didn't get into that stuff. If I couldn't make people laugh and entertain them, then I didn't really care to give a speech. And that's, of course, in college, I had no choice but to do other types of speeches and stuff. But when I did it competitively, it was all about entertainment. And unfortunately, I have not yet figured out how to make this stuff entertaining. But see, lucky for me, I also had a good science background. I was good at sciences. And I never figured in my life that I'd ever use that information or knowledge, but it was good to have. Well, now I'm kind of using it, right? So I guess I'm using that. And I'm trying to figure out a way to make this stuff entertaining because I understand that we're going through, it takes several uh, parts to get through one thing the way we're doing it. And again, I've thought about doing it different. I've thought about leaving stuff out and not posting it. Interest wanes after a while because it's coming back and there's a pattern, right? But then again, I keep thinking as soon as I start leaving stuff out, that's when I'll start getting the questions. Well, how did this? How'd you come to this? What about that? And then I'd have, then, I feel I'd have to go back and do a bunch of videos. I've explained that. So again, I apologize that this stuff isn't more entertaining. I wish it could be, and maybe I'll figure out how to make it that way. Um, but a pattern, it's a pattern. So a pattern is a pattern, right? It's the same thing. It repeats. That's what we're looking for. Um, and also all these other things in between. Now, um, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'd love to make this stuff a little bit more entertaining if I could, but a lot of this stuff isn't entertaining. Some of it, to some people, is downright scary. My fiance, and she thinks more about it than I do. If certain people get a hold of this, then it could be scary. Uh, she more so pointed that out to me than I thought it. Uh, and even at that, I figure the people have it anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Um, whatever it is, it is. I can't stop it. But I can inform those who will listen of what they're doing or what we think they're doing and who's doing it. And um, hopefully we can collect enough puzzle pieces to put the bigger picture together. So far, we've got, what, 4 quantum computer users? 5, maybe? And we're working on this quantum computer or quantum network user. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 so far that we may have pegged, and this would make number 6, assuming that that's really what it's looking like here. Um, So now we're on the Big Lebowski. We're going to get started on this now that I got my points out of the way. we've already gone through the letters forwards and backwards in all of our categories, right? We've already gone through the binary code forwards and backwards in all of our categories. And we ran it against the quantum, or against CGU, Claremont Graduate University, that has the research centers and the technology center. And it didn't come back to them, much like these other numbers don't seem to be, but we'll get there. So now we've ran, now we're about ready to run. I have ran the genetics in the numerological numbers. And you had rug the carpet, cross off the R's, and you have UGCAPET. We brought that down. We converted that to numerology. I know we're skipping around. I just kind of ran with that binary code thing. The binary code's actually easier because I can't break it up. In this, I can break up. And I want to make another point, guys. These numerological numbers, I could break into any way I wanted to. Like, I could run these all day and flip-flop them, because a computer would most certainly do that. Instead of 373, you might have 13, or 7733. 152. I mean, a computer would literally take this code and flip it in every conceivable way, especially a quantum computer. But if I did that, we'd be on it forever. We're already on it forever, right? So here's the chart we used for this. And we got this one offline, or online. I made it myself to show, and we had 3731752 was what these numbers came to. All right, we're going to try to get through this fairly quickly, because literally I'm just going to provide my searches, guys, because once again, you got pages of relevant stuff, and I don't know where to start and stop with it. These things can calculate anything with these numbers. So 373 winds up being Technology Center for Genetics and Society, which I found to be really interesting, because CGU Research Centers researches technologies and genetics. And also, you got pages of this stuff too. So that's just a highlight, guys. I could go through here. Advances in Genetics, Volume 21, pages 1 to 373. They could hit that. Genetic Study of Crohn's Disease, Past, Present, and Future. And it's there, right there. Genetics of Biology-Based Psychological Differences. And there's your code, 373. So, and it goes on. And for pages of this stuff that would be completely relevant to somebody calculating or researching this stuff, right? So that's that. Pages, guys. 1752 coming forward is non-protein coding RNA, and also 1752 runs a code through recent de novo origin of human protein coding genes. And it goes on for pages of this stuff. And again, I'll just provide the link. I hit the highlights there. Then that got you through going forwards. And again, guys, I could flip these numbers and run them in every conceivable way if I wanted to. I could say 733. A computer would certainly take those numbers and do that, but I'm not going to, because I think we get the point going forwards and backwards. Now, I could be missing stuff, but again, by the time you did that, we'd be here for till I died, probably, in this reality anyway. So, that did get you through going forwards, and now we're coming back. 257 ends up being BIOL 257 Genetics Laboratory, plus pages of this stuff. I went through a couple, and it goes on. And 1373 coming back. I didn't even know where to start. There were pages of this stuff. How about 1373 gene therapy causes male mice infertility? Atlas of Genetics. Strain RB1373, genotype F47G4.3. So, and it goes on. Human D11S554 locus. 4 distinct families of repeat pattern alleles at, and it goes on, guys, and several highlights. NCIB ones, and that talks about the mitochondrial enzyme encoded by this gene, so some sort of an encoding gene. Gene ID 1373. Wonder what gene that is. I didn't look. Well, gene ID. It's a gene ID, guys. Also, along with all this other stuff, yeah, it's here it comes. Official name CPS1. Official full name carbamyl phosphate synthase 1. Gene type protein coding gene. Okay, so you got another protein coding gene right here, and it goes on again. And you can go pages of this stuff. And that gets you through going forwards and backwards. And again, we could take these numbers and flip them just like we could the letters in any which way we wanted to. And I do, by the way, when I translate, I try to take them like a computer would and run as many words as I can out of it. But if I did that for all of the categories, guys, I'd be here forever, and it's a lot of work anyway. So yeah, we're happy to go forward and backwards, and not flip the letters. I might flip the letters at some point just to see what happens. I know what'll. I have a feeling I know what'll happen. It would be the same type of stuff, no matter how. I think no matter how we flip these letters, and these again, these zeros and ones, I have to run as a code, no matter how many there are. I got to run these at once. I can't break them down. I don't think I can break down these binary codes, but these I can break, and we could run in any order as a computer would, and search, and I'm sure the searches would come up just like the pattern. Why? Because it's in the same code. It's right. It's it's in the same code, guys. Like the letters you could probably flip. We have flip-flopped the letters before on shorter codes and seen what happened. And they run in the categories just like we thought, or just like I think. You could do the same with these numerological numbers is what I'm getting at. I could do the same thing with these and get even more information. But I don't think that we need to. So I think forwards and backwards is sufficient. So that's going to be it for this one. I ran it a little long, and got my points out of the way right away. So, and we'll be coming out, and I will be running the chemical search, the technology search, and the random search with these numerology numbers, and then I'll run these against CGU, and then we'll make our final call if we think this CGU research or CGU University, Claremont Graduate University, in some reality is using the quantum network. Right now, it's really looking like that's the case, according to the pattern and what we got so far. So, again, it's all subject to being wrong. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it. Thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down. Thanks for all your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. And we are sorry we misunderstood what you wrote once again. Phantom Dexter, I know you've been around a while, and I don't know what we were thinking. I think somebody else got the wrong idea as well. I saw somebody else had made a comment that they thought that you meant the same thing. So maybe we were all just off that night. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and more to come. And for now, you guys have a great rest of your day.